Hi there and welcome to my channel, JC 13 Moons Oracle. I am a intuitive clairvoyant high priestess of many different ancient civilizations, including the Marian Atlantis, and I do soul activations here on this channel. These readings are soul activations. I channel higher beings, guides, angels, and helpers of pure source love and light to help anchor love and light on this planet, and to bring us back into a frequency of harmony and divinity that matches our true self and matches the definition of Creator's unconditional love on this planet. So I wanted to come on here today and talk to you about a message that I've been getting from Archangel Gabriel. And in this card, just coming up as feminine, but can also show themselves as masculine, because angels and archangels can do that. So the frequency is what matters, the energy signature is what matters, and just remembering that a being of the light and of divinity will never ask you to hurt yourself or another, and that is how you safely move through any work with them. So I've already cleansed the space and created a beautiful crystal circle of light, and I just wanted to bring through this message today. So Gabrielle is coming through and in the feminine form, so speaking to feminines right now about divine emergence. And there's this grand divine emergence going on the planet. We can see it with everything that is dark, that needed to be cleansed, that is coming to the light up in the overculture right now. All of the dark things, sex, trafficking stuff, all just coming up to be cleansed and purified and to be seen. And it's creating divine fires and divine rage in some of us because we need that. We have become complacent, or we've been sleeping too deeply, or we haven't been able to unite on a common cause, and really, really protect the innocence on this planet, and to really take back the power of the innocence, because we've been disempowered and our own innocence stolen from us in many different ways, including the one I just talked about, for a very long time. And so right now, as the Kali Yuga era ends and we enter this age of Aquarius, we are supposed to have a centralized focus on ourselves as the co-creator of our reality, but we move that I heart into a we heart, and we help each other, and we come back to a unification of living together in harmony and not treating everyone as if they are the enemy, because I truly do know and believe that there are more good people on this planet than bad, but we've just been taught to act in a certain way, in a certain manner. We've been conditioned in this way. There's a lot of money and media and chemicals and science and food and study that has gone into warping our perceptions and really stealing our sovereignty and our powers from us, and stripping us from the natural inheritances of knowledge and wisdom that is our birthright, that our ancestors left for us. And so Gabriella came here today to talk through me about this. And even on this card it says, it's time to be seen. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid of your power and your gifts. And I don't know if you've ever seen the social media meme where it was like, how many times do not be afraid is written in the Bible. I love that. It's so empowering. I love any piece of work that brings the light of divinity and creator through. Yogananda is coming to mind right now. He has beautiful works of creational energy coming through. Of Course in Miracles. Clarissa Pinkola Estes is really, really beautiful. I've been really into this this channeler, Zenata Ra. I'm just gonna grab a book and show you Zenata Ra. This is one of her many books that I've really been into. She teaches about the seraphim angels, so this might be really important to the collective that's going to tune into this. So now remember, please, this is a collective reading, so take what you like and leave behind what doesn't resonate. Not everything's going to resonate. Doesn't mean it's not your reading. A lot of these are just meant to mirror, well, all of these are meant to mirror your intuition, and they are timeless of when you find them. Although I will let you know that in 4 days from now, we are having a new moon, and it will be Chinese Lunar New Year at the current timeline that I'm filming this. But again, like I said, that does not matter. Whenever you find this is when your soul has aligned you with that timeline, and that frequency is coming through this reading. So let's pull some cards and get started. All right. So we have expect miracles, healing energy, guardian angel, honesty and communication. And so a lot of you right now are birthing your purpose. You're birthing your purpose, and it's a high purpose meant to be public facing, a lot to do with the throat chakra. If you see the golden rose activation at her throat chakra there, and you can actually see the energetic frequencies of Vista Piscia, I believe it's called. I'm gonna have to look that up. Behind her, and her golden wings activation. So your golden heart and your golden wing activation is coming through, and there's actually a golden throat chakra activation that I just became aware of here. So you might really resonate with the rose priestess path, and golden rose might be one of your frequencies, or you might want to call on the golden rose to activate within your heart, your throat chakra, or any chakra that you really need healing. I always activate it in the womb perineum area, sacred bowl, heart, and the third eye. So she's showing me that as well. You can also notice there's a beautiful star on her crown, and that's really standing out to me. And so you're being crowned. You are being crowned with the remembrance of your divine identity. And this kind of ties into a reading that I just did with Archangel Gabriel. So if you want to go back and find that reading might resonate to you as well. But this is really talking about a divine anointing of this regal, royal, beautiful energy coming through you that has just really overcome any kind of wounded ego patterns. And you have really left those behind you. And you are really, it's almost like feels like you're taking a risk, because you're going into such unknown territory, because that wounded human ego has been your friend for so long. And I believe our whole culture is actually going through this right now, in different layers and levels. And that's why there's just so much chaos and so much kind of ruptures or just changes going through the planet right now. And it feels like a big risk right now, because we are risking our freedom, we are risking our sovereignty. It was slowly and quietly stripped away from us over time, and we're starting to really wake up to that and realize this as a collective. And there's many different realities going on in the world right now as our energies, those energetic inheritances that I talked about, are being reclaimed through our bloodlines. And what's happening is different starseeds like you who found this reading have been dropped into different stagnant bloodlines, and they are actually healing the whole bloodline. And in that, they're getting back the divine inheritance. And what is that really? Well, the divine inheritance is all of the knowledge and the wisdom, and even the physical resources that were literally taken from our ancestors that they had worked so hard to cover and were trying to leave for us. But it was taken by different colonizers, it was taken by different tomb raiders and different powers that be, different cults and cultures that kind of govern the planet over time, and just the way that the planet has run through its masculine realignment. My throat is really clearing here. This masculine realignment that we've been going through for the last eon, I guess. The last eon, I would say. It's been a while. It's been a while since the feminine has ruled, and one sex is not supposed to rule, and I guess sex is the wrong word. One energetic frequency is not supposed to rule. Masculine and feminine is an energy that is supposed to rule in harmony and in tandem together. And right now, I've talked about this many times on both my channels in different readings, that there's a huge wealth transfer coming through the collective, and it is releasing any toxic wealth patterning, and it's returning any resources that were held onto by narcissistic or violent or evil programming and evil action that has kind of taken, like I said, from these families, from these people, from the greater collective, for the greater good. And it's taking all of those resources back and is putting them in the hand of light workers. The problem is the light workers have been, and the starseeds and lots of us have been really, really turned off about energetics and about economics. And so you're having a lot of massive wealth wounds healing right now. And that's part of the divine emergence. And if you see all of this gold frequency that I've shown you on her card and even in her dress, it's just all of that coming back to remember that you are worth it, that you are able to receive, that you can have money and wealth because it's an energetic, and you can put your own definitions behind that. You can help people, you can be generous with it, you can do different things than what we've seen done with it, and we can therefore uncorrupt the economics and money system just by being in our authentic nature and by bringing it back to pure source love, energy, generosity, sharing. In the golden eras before, which we are returning to as well, before this, that was the measure of a good king or queen. It was how much, how well their people were doing, because of how well they shared with their people and how much wealth they shared, and the richness of their people showed the sovereignty and the success of their royalty. And I believe that's something that's also coming back to this planet. And then also, if you just look at wealth, the richness of the trees, the intricacies of the path, and the foundations and the rooting that you have laid into your empire, into your environment. And so a lot of you are also really reclaiming the harvest of all this hard work and dedication that you've put into unraveling your own wounded human ego, dismantling violence programs within you and false matrix codings within you to, and it was a huge risk. You risked many, many things. You sacrificed many, many things on this path, jobs, friendships, people, to get to this place. And so celebrate yourself, because it's coming. Like it's here. It's just going to take a moment for the physical to catch up with the energetics, but you're really going to see that this year. In the year of the fire horse, you're going to see the energetics that you have been feeling, this richness of beauty and wealth within you, and this beautiful world within you that you would sometimes rather be in than the physical, just coming in to fruition outside of your energy realms. And it's going to be really, really beautiful, and it's all protected. You're highly, highly protected. You have many guides and angels around you, and different lineages of from our belief and our reclamation of corrupted timelines and corrupted societies and corrupted power and civilizations from our past lives. A lot of those timelines is healed now, because enough starseeds have anchored light on the planet, and they've done their own personal challenges. They've overcome their own personal challenges. And so that's rippled through the web, and it's healed dark timelines. And what that's allowed you to do is, again, claim those inheritance back all the way through your bloodlines, your ancestral lines, all the way through your past lives as well. And it has created... It has created these like networks of frequency that are coming back to you that used to be able to be siphoned from other people who still had sight, but maybe weren't using it very well, or they had adapted to negativity, to corruption, or maybe even hosting evil just to survive on this planet for years and years and to retain their memory. And they too are also getting healed and brought back to sovereignty, because some of them did it because they felt like they had no other choice. And then that's all getting healed right now, and you're actually protected from this. There will be no more destiny swapping. Any energy or power that was taken from you is going to be returned. Any kind of lingering siphoning, because I've actually been finding souls that have been siphoned for centuries, for many lives, that there were patterns where you could actually birth in with a soul and keep siphoning from them and use them almost like a human battery. All of that is coming to close, and all of that's coming to an end. And you can see that with the owl energy here, the owl energy, deception, wisdom. So that's Athena energy too. So Gabriel is working with Athena to help anchor wisdom throughout your being, and to really understand that the best kind of war is won through peace and through understanding and through finding a way to create communities of harmony and networking that allows people to be in their differences, but still nurtures and reconnects any kind of brokenness within those communities, and within the broken within those communities as well, like the broken people, or the ones that are disconnected from their soul, to create a more stronger whole culture. And then also to enrich the culture with allowing all of our differences to be strengths, and to be honored, and to be appreciated, and then to be interlinked, to work together to make us a stronger whole, which is also why masculine and feminine are supposed to work together, because it's the yin and the yang. They're supposed to be balanced and different in their strengths and their weakness, so that they can come together and they can make a whole picture, which makes them super, super strong, because they interconnect in such a way that it builds the whole column, instead of like a Jenga piece where maybe some pieces are just kind of weak because we didn't interlock all of the pieces, because we weren't meant to be everything. We were meant to be everything together in our differences and our sovereignties. And culture as well. That's why the overculture has a lot of this kind of segregation and differences, and looking at, you know, maybe our culture, our skin color, where we grew up, how we choose things. They want us fighting about that, because it keeps us disconnected from the whole, and it keeps us from really understanding our power. And our power, it comes in unity and oneness, because we are all connected. In the end of the day, we are connected through wombs and hearts, and wombs and hearts don't see a color. They don't see a difference of land, lines or politics or birth certificates or numbers that they give us here. None of that matters. None of that's real. None of that is retained when you leave here. Okay? So what matters is coming to the surface, and that's the divine emergence again, because we're really being called as a species to recover Creator's definition of love. Creator's definition of love has been so convoluted and lost. There's still people that have it, but for the most part, it's been convoluted and lost because it is not what we think it is. It's not just romantic love. It's not just ego love. It's not conditional love. It's not love because you're the same religion as me, or you do the same things that I ask you to, or you do what I expect of you. Also, there's this emergence going on right now as well of being able to just exist and know that your existence is very worthy. I know that feminine energetics can struggle with this a lot. It's in a hierarchy as well of like just understanding that your existence is enough. You don't have to offer advice, or you don't have to offer things to be worthy. And this is going to be really important as we move into this era of this emergence and this activation that's coming through us to really recover our true divine identity and our true divine expression within our purpose. As we reclaim our wealth and our nature, we're going to have to stand in that Aquarian energy of like that sovereignty and freedom of like, and that Sagittarian, like, I know who I am, and you can misunderstand it all you want, but I am going to be who I am. And I wish you would just love me who I am, because I'm not trying to hurt anybody. It is not my attempt to be malicious or deceitful. Unless you are doing those things, please check those things and be honest with yourself, because we do have those shadow aspects within us. And depending on the level of severity that we grew up around, because a lot of starseeds front-loaded their karma and they went through some things. And then also the other challenges and things that were not balanced out or rectified in other lives, also known as karma, is also coming through cells. And there's a kind of purging and a cellular trauma that's purging out from us and being cleaned up as well. So honesty and communication is going to be really, really important. So you're speaking your word into being. You're speaking your word. You're speaking your life into being. You're speaking your existence. So what kind of words are you using to talk about what you're creating and what you're building? Okay, well, how are you talking about yourself? Are you being honest with yourself? Has there been moments where maybe you didn't even mean to, but maybe you're still expressing yourself from lower vibrational energy? Maybe you just got to clean some of that up. Maybe you need to just stand, because remember, it's collective reading, so take what resonates. Maybe you just need to stand in your own power, and maybe you just need to, like, this is who I am, this is what I choose, this is my preference, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, and out of this smorgasbord of truth and opportunities that is available for me, over here, what we're doing is not matching my frequency, and I do know my frequency, and I'm being really honest and clear about it. So I'm just going to pick my energy up, and I'm going to put it over here onto exactly what it is that Creator is telling me to build and to manifest, and that is my purpose. And it's no negativity to anybody. It's not about anything other than my connection to my spiritual path, to Creator, and to what I feel called here to be doing. Okay, so that is so powerful. And do you see like how clear she is, how balanced she is? There's an activation of the heart and the crown. There's a protection all around her, protecting her mind, because Gabriel is here too, also to just let us know that we have been being attacked a lot within our mind, because our mind is controlling the words that we're speaking and the way that we're viewing the world right now. And honestly, the only thing that can ever be done, you can't actually, sell your soul. You can't actually mar your soul. You can't even do anything that would ever actually make there be a problem within your soul, other than to believe and to choose that you don't believe in these things. Like, they have to convince you, sorry, I'm saying this wrong. They have to convince you to choose not to believe in Creator. They have to convince you to choose you're not powerful. They have to convince you to believe that you are this helpless human. In some ways we are meant to power with divinity, but once we power with divinity, we are unstoppable. And there's just so much that we could be doing. Even though we've discovered and built many, many things, there's so many new structures and ways of living that we could be living in harmony with the planet, that would create resources, and that would not have pollution and not harm animals, and would still allow nature to thrive around us as we thrive, and we could still live without being sick. There's just so much capacity that we haven't even touched on or discovered, because we've been living in this limited matrix, governed by these people who are power hungry and controlling and want to control everything around them. And in their own insanity of this, their lack of love, insanity. That's how the Course in Miracles defines insanity. They have created this kind of enslaved system of limitation that we live in now, when there's just so much more available to us. And that's what's being called forth. This is calling forth the 5D leaders, that you're going into the next era of 5D leadership, and you're going to be, I don't like to use the word celebrity in the sense that it's already defined, but you're going to be known. You're going to be leading a lot of people. People are going to find you. You're a path forger, and you're going to be pulling that path forward with the collective that is meant to walk behind you. But you are making that path right now, and there needs to be a trust going on, showing that you are making this path forward, and that you can stand strong in it, and you can believe in it. And in leadership, you do need to be decisive. You have to decide on a course of action and then go down that course of action to build from that place. You can't really speak to everyone. If there's going to be a niche, and there's going to be a niching down, and there's going to be a special set of collective that you end up talking to, that's going to come help you build that vision too, because that's Creator coming behind you. And with many of us doing that on the planet right now, that's how we build the rays of light, and that's how we build the rainbow bridge of all the different frequencies and rays of lights that the different collectives are in, like the green ray and the purple ray and the blue ray and the pink ray and the red ray. Like all of those are different rays of light that connect to different chakras also, that are going to build back the foundations of 5D sovereignty and give back our world to the people, give back our world to love. It's a spiritual warfare right now, right? And so expect miracles. There's so much help coming on the way for you, but also being able to allow that help in. So are you able to receive? You know, just practice even in little moments anytime you can, and really notice if you're expanded or if you're contracted when you're receiving. That came up in the last reading too. It's really, really important. Like, see how joyful she is on her face? She knows she deserves that miracle. She doesn't have any guilt or shame. She's not like, oh, I can't receive the miracle because other people are suffering. So really understanding what is yours and what is not yours. And Archangel Gabriel will work with you on that. You can just ask her. You can, or him, however that energy comes up to you, because I can see right now Gabrielle is working with you on different frequencies, and that's why they'll show up as a she or in the feminine frequency, and then they'll show up as he in the divine masculine frequency, and even those are limiting factors. That's why we're seeing all of this a challenge on gender and sex and things, because there is a divine feminine, divine masculine frequency, and we do have both. So it really doesn't matter what you resonate to, and especially as we go forward right now, it matters because we chose this incarnation of expression for a reason, but also we are supposed to bring both into balance. Because if I'm building a business and I don't have the structure behind it, and my masculine side is wounded, so I don't have the structure, I can't rest, I push forward, I burn out, I won't ask for help. If all of that masculine energy within me is wounded, I'm not going to be able to build it as strongly as I would if my masculine is healed, when I can have structure, I can check my gaps, I can check my blind spots, I can repeat work that's maybe boring, I can do what needs to be done because I know that those are the steps it takes to get there, because I can model myself after someone who's already achieved that. But then I can bring my healed feminine into that as well, and bring in the feeling and the heart, and bring back the authenticity, and bring back the divine connection and the humanity into people, and bring back that love and that frequency. But if my divine feminine is wounded in that, and I can't express myself, I can't accept who I am, I can't I can't relax and rest, and I can't dream, and I can't allow things to come to me, and resources to come to me, and opportunities come to me, and I can't use my intuition or my gut feeling to really choose and select the right choices or people to work with me, all of those things are going to be either weakened or less strong, right? Now, we do live in a patriarchal driven society, so you will still be able to find your path even if you're just working in one frequency and one is balanced more than the other. But the way the 5D is working, we need to bring both of those into balance to create the best, most harmonizing experience. Now, this is not to say that, okay, let's talk about this for a second too. The stuff that I'm talking about is quantum energetics that can be applied to anything. So if you're a parent, you can also apply this too. But the collective that I'm leading right now, I'm really leading in that Aquarian age, and we're really talking about bringing in a kind of focus and determination into your own path. Now, when you take care of yourself and you bring yourself into balance, this is going to nourish all other relationships in your life. This is going to make you a better father or a better mother. This is going to make you a better partner, a better lover. And so these quantum energetics are focused on you, but they're also speaking to the relationship you have with yourself and Creator is one of the most important relationships that you have ever. And when you bring that into harmony and balance, and when your cup is full, and when you have all of your tools pulled in, you're using your quantum energetics, that is our divine inheritance, you're using your voice, all of your chakras are balanced. Those things are going to ripple out and make you better in every single thing you're touching or doing. And so that's why you'll hear me not really focus on if you're being a mother or father or anything like that, because these quantum energetics and the relationship to yourself is what I speak to most, because the more that you bring that relationship to yourself in harmony, and a lot of people are choosing to live single right now, and that's for a reason. That's part of the Aquarian age, and that's part of the balancing, and lots of you are going through twin flame activations and relationships right now, and unifications, and the overcoming of challenges of that. That is also part of all of this as well, because there is that Aquarian age moving through where we're coming back into interdependence, where we can have a completely sovereign feel and a completely beautiful expression of oneness with everything, and then still have that experience of individuality, which is also why we've come to Earth, because before this we were all just one merged with the light, right? And so the Creator wanted to experience itself out in sovereignty and separation. So that's also part of it. I just went on a whole tangent there, but just know that miracles are coming for you in all of that too. And I think what I was holding this card and just talking about was all that healing energy. So that's healing energy coming through you as well, to really understand yourself to the deepest nature, like know yourself. Because when you know yourself, then you can really stand true and strong in what you're choosing to believe, what is your path, what is your thing to focus on. And you can really understand when there's projections coming through in your challenges, what is your responsibility and what is not your responsibility. And you can really own when to use the word sorry, because that's a very overused word, or you can really know when to own your mistakes, and you can really know when to course correct from this really sovereign divine place, and you can really know when it's time to just allow something to work itself out in challenge. So guardian angels, like Gabriel is one of your guardian angels. If you found this, I know I trust that this reading is going to find the right people. And it's brought to them, but your guardian angel is calling you. You can ask to meet them in your dream. Gabriel is one of your guardian angels. There's many different ascended masters that might be your guardian angels. Like I predominantly work with Isis, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, and Kuan Yin. Those are 4 of my core guardian angels, but I also have more. I have Hecate. I have Persephone. I have Gabriel is one of mine. I have Archangel Michael. There are all kinds of guides and beings that are going to be working with you, especially as starseeds. And when you're doing this kind of work, if you do similar work to what I'm doing here, or you're working with other people, there's chances are that you've trained on many different star systems and many different lives, and you have many different teachers that were ascended masters or otherwise, because you came down here to be a crossover. So you're actually crossing over into different realms and different frequencies so that you can help others and teach others and really understands parts of their experience too. Okay, so the Venetian Galactic Council is also here. Star being guides, answers the calls, it's time to shine. To read from the book on this one. It's a new deck, so I'm still feeling my way through it. And it's the next places of my activation is the remembrance of a lot of these portals. So Venetian is standing for love. The Venus star is one of the closest stars to Earth that we can constantly see making its way from North Node to South Node throughout the year. So there's that, and the Venetian Galactic Council is helping us to bring back this message that we're talking about tonight, about that pure source energy, that pure the purest definition of unconditional love on this planet, that it's non-conditional, that we just love each other no matter what. Like, even if I don't like your physical expression of the behavior that you're doing, I still love your soul. I still love you. And we're loving evil back to its original form, because evil is just a corrupted version of purity. All of it. So we are at different levels and different lineages in different ways, and through our different challenges and through our different birthrights and through our different bloodlines and through all of the challenges that we're repairing from our ancestors, we are healing these frequencies. And so the book, the Venetians are advanced cosmic beings similar to angels who've come from the planet Venus. They are our starry ancestors and are dedicated to helping us experience and embody divine love. There are millions of them, and many of us will have them working with us as guides. If you feel drawn to this information or strongly connected to the stars or star people, there's a good chance that there are many extraterrestrial beings around you at this time, many of whom will be connected to the Venetian Galactic Council. Some of you might actually be from this council, then you might actually be from the star cluster, and so you can call upon this. Just like I've trained on many different planets, but I most resonate with Sirian, and I use that energy all the time, and I use that star system all the time to help me connect. And a lot of us are coming back into connection. That's divine emergence. Thank you, Gabriel. Are coming back into connection with our true inherent bloodlines of our star ancestors before we came down to the earth. If you follow Dolores Canyon and you know about the volunteers that came, like it's part of that kind of, way to describe it, because all we really have is words on this planet right now. So we need to use them to describe it. So that's the best thing I can relate this energy signature to right now. And you're going to be coming back into contact with your true family members, because some of you are, I kind of joke that as orphan star seeds, you have come down here, and not many, like some of your lineages have left, and it's just you down here, and you decided to stay. You're seeing this out. So that's this coming through really strongly on this card. Governed by Lady Venus and Santa Kumara, the Venetian Galactic Council is a divine board of directors who are responsible for recruiting light workers and leaders on the earth who have the potential to make a huge difference by following the call of their soul. When they come to us, it's an honor and an opportunity to be reminded of the connection that was active before we came into this carnation. There's no set way of working with the Venetians, but they will contact us in dreams or meditation to share information that will support us on our journey. They often send spiritual downloads in thought forms or understandings, dreams about flying or being in space, or other ways in which they will come through us. On the bright, starry night, say, Venetian Galactic Council, thank you for helping me answer the call of my soul. This is a call to action. You're being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. You have a reason for being here, and you have the potential to inspire, support, heal your corner of the world. Don't let this information scare you or overwhelm you, for you are being prepared energetically to step into this role. The ideas you have been recently having are divine downloads, but you aren't being called to make dramatic changes to your life, simply to move forward step by step. The Venetian Galactic Council will reveal more information to support you. Be aware of downloads of information and spiritual signs, as they are confirmation that you are on the right path. And so, even as I was talking about this, when it said don't let it scare or overwhelm you, like just remember that your soul knows what to do. Your soul knows what's talking about. Your soul is never overwhelmed. Your brain, your mind, the conditioning we have from this matrix system is the one saying, you have to know, you have to have all the answers, we have to define it, we have to remember it. Like, try to let that go just by saying, I trust that there is a part of me that's always understanding, even when my mind is not. It's a really great prayer. Okay, and so then coming into that, listen with your heart and listen with your spirit. Listen with the highest parts of yourself. Other things you can say to yourself with conviction from your heart. Touch your heart right now. Feel your words coming through your throat chakra. Feel them connected to your crown, and say, the highest, divine, unconditionally loving guidance is always working through me and guiding me. Okay? And then listen. Listen for that guidance. Sometimes we get guidance and it's really quiet, but it's really fierce in it's over all of your cells and you just know it's right. But sometimes we don't want to follow it because our egos have been so conditioned, or it's hard, or we're tired, or it's been challenging, or we're stressed out. But I promise you, the more that you listen to that, that's how I got on this path. The more that you listen to that, the more your life will improve and the better it is. And remember, I've been saying this for a while now, the universe always trades up. So anything that you're being taken away from you or being asked to release from you, you're going to get even better back from it. It's never ever a loss. So notice the signs. Your guides and angels are talking to you. I feel look at even reading this card out is everything I was already talking about. It is all about this divine emergence of all of this higher knowledge and wisdom that was seated on the planet from these galactic star councils. That's why we're here too. That's how we got here, but then was taken away by greedy people who wanted to try to control it all. And then they lied to us about our history. They lied to us about all kinds of things because they wanted to try to keep the power. Well, the truth is the truth is the truth, and it's emerging through ourselves. So notice the signs, because there's frequencies and energetics that are all around you, walking through you. And when you see 444 or 333 or 222, what were you thinking in that moment? What were you doing? What kind of challenge were you dealing with? Because those number of frequencies, or if you see 2 and 1, or 4 and 7, those are speaking to you for a reason during that time, because they're trying to help you guide. And those number energetics will create energetic light codes and frequencies that are there to aid you through that challenge. So really, really notice the signs around you. Okay, and then look them up. I love Alana Fairchild. I think it's called Mastering Numbers or Master Numbers. Oh, her book is so good on numbers. But there's tons out there now, and you can even just look it up on the internet. Okay. Don't be afraid to invest in spiritual things. That's coming through both readings too that I just did. The ocean. So some of you need to get by the ocean, but even imagining the act of dipping yourself in its healing womb brings about desirable effects. So some of you need to go visit the Lemurian land. Some of you need to go dip in the ocean there, in the actual Lemurian waters. If you're near the ocean or near a body of water and you can put yourself in it, it is really powerful to have activated light water on you right now. But you can also draw a bath and put in Epsom salts and sea salts, and you can pray over the water, and you can ask water dragons to come and bless the water. Archangel Gabriel will come bless the waters. Look at all the frequencies and the rainbow light codes she has. Get those in your water and have that activated bath. You can ask the Venetian Galactic Council to come. Like, there's just so many things you could do to make activated water, and just make sure you're connecting. Like I said, if you get to the ocean, go ahead. But even that's the ocean, also talking about visualization. You can actually astral travel and do the things you need to do. If you need more play, if you need more pleasure right now, but you're in a work mode, you can actually play in your visualizations and your astral travel. You're also asked to have confidence. So this divine emergence with Gabrielle is giving you confidence. It's giving you confidence in your words, in your speech, in your voice. See, I had to clear my throat at the very beginning to really just find my words. And in that, when I even went, oh, my throat, something's going on with it, I cleared it. And I was like, I just anchored in down into my sacred bowl. And I was like, no, I have the words for this. This is a divine channel coming through. And I just knew that. And so maybe someone needed to hear that, about really anchoring into that confidence and just reminding yourself positive words, positive speech. How do you talk to yourself? Are you confirming that you can do this? Are you confirming that you have the channel? Are you confirming you have the know-how, but without it being overly attached to your mental body of like, I know, and not attached to your ego, but like partnered with divinity. Like, I know divine is coming through me, and so I have the confidence to continue on with this reading. I didn't let that throat chakra block me, right? And so maybe one of you needs to hear that to work through things. So we did talk a lot about family, and we did talk a lot about the inheritance coming back through, that every single win that you have with any kind of challenge, any pattern you overcome, any pattern you stop doing. Say you build generational wealth in your family then when it never had any. Maybe you stop scarcity thinking. Maybe you just broke a pattern of poverty or abuse or a violence cycle. Oh, I shouldn't have said that word because YouTube checks, I think. Anyway, maybe that you broke some of those patterns, and your family line is free from that. Whatever you've done, all the work that you've done, the karma that you've overcome, the balance, your connection to divinity, your devotion to divinity, your devotion to your spiritual path, however that's coming out for you. It might be through having children, it might be through being a mother or father. You might have broken toxic patterns within your bloodline, just with how you treat your children, with how you discipline, with how you talk to them, with how you encourage them, with how you love them. Maybe you're giving them a love that you never did, and that is coming through extremely, extremely strongly right now. Oh, and the soul tribe. So really listening to your gut, because your soul tribe is showing up. And yeah, that's part of the miracles coming through. Your soul tribe is showing up. So really making sure that you understand that. But understand, like, do you see how that, like, we're all going to be really different. We're all going to have different choices, different paths, different gifts. And it doesn't mean that we contribute. Remember, it comes back to that thing about your existence is enough to love you. We don't have to take each other's advice. It's not a competition. It's not about that. We can just trade and share information about the same thing. We could all be doing it totally different, and that is great on our path, and that can be enough to love each other. That could be what we offer, is the difference in just of our being. Okay, I think that's really important to say here, because there are hierarchies that are being broken down right now within the collective to do with men and with women, and we really didn't have to shuffle those. Yeah, and they're just going to be coming through. Okay, so the energies of the moon that's coming through is Taurus and Capricorn. Step up and lead and release control. And so that's two really powerful energies, and that really makes sense in divine emergence. And with that, have confidence. And then, like, even the strength, if you think of the strength of the ocean, like, the ocean just is what it is. Like, it doesn't care if we don't like tsunamis. It doesn't care if you only like the sunshine. Like it houses some of the most beautiful, unique creatures on the planet. And so think of that about the energy that's coming and trying to merge and emerge through you into your own path. And again, because this is a collective reading, there's going to be different narrowing points of that, right? Like, I think I talked about the Rose Priestess path right now. Like I really resonate to the royal blue and gold roses. So that's my priestess path. But you might resonate to different roses. Roses are sacred geometry. Okay. So they're sacred geometry. They wake you up. So good to have them in your home. I've been really loving preserved roses lately because they're just a really beautiful way to have roses for a long time. Okay. And they wake up and activate different portals within us. And right now we are being asked to release control. You'll actually probably notice the last few years even, or maybe it's just starting for you. It depends on where you are on the timeline. Again, collective reading, take what resonates, but we're being asked to release control. So where you might have overstructured things or really planned things out, you might notice that that's not really working anymore. And you might notice that you just don't really want to do it. And that you're just being shown one step at a time and everything's working out and you're being able to relax more and you're being able to rest more and you're just trusting that that is coming. You see this person, they're meditating and they're in a field and they're in the wild, right? And it's pretty raw and it almost looks like the Wild West where, you know, a lot of things we would have had to make it. We would have to figure it out, right? We would have to pioneer forward, right? And we just would figure it out in the moment. We didn't have it all ready, but we are very blessed and we can be very grateful that we are in a place that allows us to have things ready ahead of time and that allows us to be prepared and that we have access to worldwide products so we can get what we need and fit it in specifically to our preferences or what we're building. I am really appreciative of that for sure. But just allowing, releasing control. Anytime you feel overly attached to something, surrender it back, surrender it out. And then step up and lead. So I live near the Rockies and this is really powerful. Like look at that mountain. That reminds me of Mount Shinny near Egypt and the Rockies there and just the starlight. And it's like step up and lead. So lead in your collective perspective. But be open to a new form of leadership, like divine leadership. It's not a matriarchal leadership of where you have to change who you are to fit a certain community and resonate to, you're not trying to resonate to everyone. Just kind of speak to one niche. This is getting really specific. Kind of speak to one niche if you're in a business or if you're trying to pull out a message, you know, just be authentic in you and just trust that the embodiment of that is going to call in the right people. Okay. And Gabrielle also, because she's the angel of like communications and messages, I'm also just getting like, maybe it's time for you to start holding groups where you just speak on your spiritual topics. And maybe you have a YouTube channel like this. Maybe you're going to go out and meet up groups and you're just going to start to speak on the spiritual topics and components that come through you, and you're going to trust that, and that's going to also call in your people. I know I had strong visions of starting meetup groups and things today, so that could have been me, and that could have also been through the collective, because there's so many messages coming through me today with this. So don't be afraid to step up and lead. Don't be afraid to be decisive. Don't be afraid to stand behind what you believe. And sometimes you are going to have conflicting beliefs. And I believe part of this dismantling of hierarchies is letting go of that patriarchal thing of like, well, if you don't believe the same thing as me, we can't be friends. We must compete. We can't get along. It's like, well, no, where does that difference hold value even to my experience? And where does my differences hold value even to your experiences? And is there a way we can partner on that in some way? And then still lead in our respective frequencies and still build whatever that builds in those corners of our universes, right? It's a really powerful message. I love you very much. I hope that you got wonderful things from this reading. I always trust that Spirit's going to let this find you at the right time and the right way. Just so many great things are coming for you, like with all the sunlight and blessings in this garden, the ocean, like an ocean of abundance is coming to you. Like literally expect miracles. Have confidence in it. Let yourself be warm and loving. Treat everyone as if they are family. Don't let people transgress on you. Have strong boundaries. Say no, but we don't have to fight about it. You can literally just say no and remove yourself if it's that extreme, or you could just say no and don't over explain, but you can just say no and try to choose a new way or make a new way with people. It's coming up here too. Okay. Don't be afraid of your power and gifts. She's reminding me of that. You've worked really hard. You've overcome a lot of wounded ego patterns. You are protected on this path. It is safe for you to have the new parts emerge. Oh, and the past also. Recovery of the past. I forgot about that at the very, very beginning when I started channeling this. You are recovering past capacities, because it's like we were living in future timelines that hadn't manifested yet. You're a very, very high frequency advanced being. So you were doing things that the collective wasn't really ready for yet, but now they're ready for it. And so some of those things are circling back around, or some of those things you were like, okay, it's kind of like, I'm not going to do that anymore because it really didn't go well. But it was the right skill, and that was part of who you were supposed to be. It was just the wrong environment, the wrong people, wrong timing. So some of that stuff's going to come back, and it is meant for you. And new stuff is just new, but like stuff you might have already done. So like renewed is a better word to say it, is going to start coming through you to be reclaimed, because it was just like right skill, wrong timing. And maybe you would even want to do a meditation. I don't remember who taught me this. It was a while back. It might have just come through in a reading, but it's like imagine that you have this wall of tools, and you just put stuff away for other times. Like it was like maybe you just used it in the wrong moment, like I said, and you're going to pull it back out. I don't know. I'm not explaining this very well. So hopefully you can just get the download of the visualization I have going on, but it's just like almost like an emerald green wall with a lot of like golden emerald green light, and it's like all your skills and your capacities, and they're just going to be organized in the right order, and they're going to divinely come through you easily and effortlessly with this frequency download that Gabrielle is bringing for you, and to be used in the right time, in the right moment, now that everyone is waking up. Okay, and trust your discernment. Okay, just be really, really honest, be really authentic. Try not to water down who you are. Even if someone else takes it the wrong way, you're not responsible for people's triggers or their emotions. You're not, unfortunately. And like, I mean, still try to be kind, still kind of like watch, but still be who you are, and just trust. You have really good eyes to see through deception and wisdom, so just trust. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I'll see you on the next one. Know that I pray for all of you. Thank you so much for pressing play. Thank you so much for being here, and be blessed. We're going to get through this. We're strong, we're powerful, and we're building what we need to. Keep trusting that.